Yes, you need your sights. You need to see your sights clearly on each shot, otherwise it's gonna bite you in the butt. My gun was screwing up the other day. I put my top end on a new frame, had no sights. I ran roundabout clean 6 times with no sights on the gun. Can it be done? Yeah. Should you be doing it? No. If you're at a major match, you've spent a lot of money to get there, you've got to see your dot on the target or your sights every time. Talk to the top shooters out there. They will tell you they see their dot or their sights on the target for every shot. You've got to know your sights are on the target, otherwise you're gonna miss the target. Shooting with one eye, some people it's a physical thing they have to overcome, some people it's a mental thing they overcome. You're losing too much peripheral vision in shooting fast if you're using one eye. If you're shooting a red dot, the easy way to do it is put a piece of tape over the front of the lens on your red dot. That way your dominant eye will see the dot, your weak eye will see the target. You've got to have your peripheral to get your eyes, what we call, in front of the gun. You break the shot, your eyes go to the next target so you know where you're going to stop the gun. If you're using one eye, you're going to lose your peripheral, and chances are you're going to overswing your target every time, and that you can bet on. People think you need to squeeze the crap out of your gun with both hands when it goes back to fundamentals of shooting and who you learned how to shoot from. It goes back to basics. You want to grip the gun with your dominant hand or your strong hand firm enough to control it, but you want to squeeze it as tight as you can with your weak hand or your support hand. The reason being, your weak hand controls where the gun's going, it controls the recoil. You got to leave your dominant hand fast enough to work the trigger. If you're squeezing it so tight, it's going to slow down the muscles where you can't move the trigger as fast as you need to. I've seen people not let go of the trigger to let it reset, and they think their gun's broke when actually it's their grip causing the problem. I've seen people come out to matches with $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 10-22s, completely custom made. The only screw left in it is the screw holding the barrel to the receiver. At the same match, I saw a guy that had just bought a Ruger 10-22 from his local gun shop, slapped a red dot on it, came out and shot the same match. The $4,000 guns were choking and puking. As he called it, his $290 squirrel gun ran flawless the entire match. There are certain things you want to do after you're into the sport to make you shoot a little better. The main thing I would recommend is a trigger job. Factory Ruger triggers we know are about 5.5 pounds. Spend a couple $100, get a good trigger job, breaks at about 2 pounds. It'll make a world of difference to your shooting. Other than that, do it a piece at a time. The biggest problem I see, people buy a stock gun and they order parts like crazy off the internet. They put all the new parts in, now the gun won't run at all. They don't know what's wrong. If you're gonna put parts into your gun, do one part at a time, shoot a match with it. Make sure that part works. If you put 4 parts in it and the gun stops running, you don't know what part's not working. A lot of guys come out and they try to shoot 2, 3, 4 strings with one magazine. Even when I'm shooting my open gun, which I have a couple 27 round magazines, but mainly 20 round magazines, I typically load 8, 9, 10 rounds in each magazine, and I change the mag each run. The last thing you want to do is when you're at a big match, you spend a lot of money to go there, lose count of how many rounds you have in a magazine. If you know you're putting a fresh magazine in every run, you're never going to run out. On the same token, get into the habit of having a setup order or a setup sequence. You get in the box, you make ready, put your magazines out a certain way. I've seen too many people pick up an empty magazine, put it in their gun, fire 2 shots. Now they got to do a reload on the time. Get a plan, stick with it.
The sponsor for today's video is ShootingBot.com. Ammunition's getting harder and harder to find, but not with ShootingBot.com. It's a search engine for ammunition, primer, powders, or projectiles. Everything that you need to keep you in competition. ShootingBot.com has the most instant notifications out of any ammunition search engine on the web. Make sure you check out ShootingBot.com.
ShootingBot.com.